Left in this game. Arizona has 2 timeouts remaining. Philadelphia all 3, and the Eagles holding on to a slim 1-point lead.
When you're a defender, you always are aware of where you are on the field, and you always start to step it up a notch once you sense that goal line behind you. And the Eagles defense now needs to step it up because the goal line's getting close for the Cardinals.
Second down and 9, and that play never happened. Penalty flags and whistles before it got going.
Part of the snap, false start, 87 offense. 5 yards, repeat second down.
Told you it's stuff to slow down those locomotives.
Flags and whistles slowed him down. At the end of this game, Tim and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game, and right now that's got to be up in the air. It's got to be somebody who steps up and wins this game. It's been a less than spectacular effort on each side, but Philadelphia will take it for the moment, leading by a point here in the 4th quarter. Second down and 14. Craig buying time to the sideline. Wide open is Anthony Edwards. And a first down inside the 25. Barry Wilburn, an extra defensive back, was beaten on the play. A gain of 25.
And it's a nice job by Edwards. A nice long ball by Dave Craig. But again, his front guys gave him the time that they needed. And it's not only his offensive line, it's Larry Centers helping block. And Edwards, what he does here is he finds a hole in that zone. He gets between the cornerback and the deep safety. It's deep safety being Zordich, who puts the smack on him. And that's where you want to get. You got to find the hole in the zone.
Edwards 5 catches for 59 yards. Gets a first down, and now Garrison Hurst runs into a wall at the 25-yard line. And a timeout has been called by Philadelphia. They are left with 2 and 2 minutes 53 seconds in the game. Right now the Arizona Cardinals are well within field goal range for Greg Davis, who today is already 4 for 4. Travis Walton disappeared for 5 days, and the story he told has become the most famous case of UFO abduction ever reported. Based on a true story, don't miss Fire in the Sky, a world broadcast premiere on the Fox Tuesday night movie.
Do you believe in that stuff?
I saw that movie, and the movie kind of makes you believe in it, but for the most part, no.
So it was a good movie, but it didn't convince you all the way.
It was a good movie. I walked out of the theater believing in that stuff, but next day or so I got back to my senses.
After you had a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, ride home, that about cured me. Second down and 10 for Arizona with 2:53 to play. Craig on this drive is 3 out of 4 for 52 yards. Hurst. Wow. Thrown backward after he met Govea, and Mark Gunn with a big hit coming up to help wrap up. Time becoming a factor for Philadelphia with Arizona inside field goal range.
Well, Kurt Govea really all day long has done a great job of throwing his body around, filling up. There you see him shaking the center, Ed Cunningham, getting off of the block and making this tackle, which drives the football carrier right back onto his back. It's a guy you wouldn't want to see coming down a lonely street.
Third down and 9. Craig is sacked back around the 30.
That's really stepping it up as a defense. Back to the wall, critical situation, critical time.
And they come up with a critical sack, which makes the field goal try a bit longer. About a 47-yard try, and we'll have that after we take a break for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in this one at the Vet in Philadelphia. Greg Davis. When we come back, we'll try to put the Cardinals back on top. 2 minutes to go in Philly. Mark Gunn credited for that third down sack for Philadelphia. Before the sack, it would have been a 39-yard field goal. Now we're talking 47, 48 yards, depending on where they spot the ball. Well within the range of Greg Davis, who's long this year and in his career is 55 yards.
The other thing you got to know about Greg Davis is he doesn't think he'll be back to kick for the Cardinals next year if Buddy Ryan is.
He is 4 for 4 today. He'll try a 47-yarder. Davis is short. And the Eagles still lead by 1. A 47-yard try. His long this year is 55 yards. I watched him before the game. He was knocking him through with that distance easily. Here he is short.
But I've got to tell you, with this kind of height under the ball, there is a wind, and the wind is right in Davis's face. And I really believe that's the difference between making this kick and not making it. The difference between a smile and a frown on Ray Rhodes' face. Or almost a smile.
Don't forget the sack by Mark Gunn. That took it from a 39-yard field goal to a 47-yard field goal, and that's the difference between a Philly lead and Philly being down. Mark Gunn with an enormous sack, and now the Eagles will run the ball and force Arizona to use their timeouts. They take one here. They are left with only one. One first down by Philadelphia could do it.
And that sack really is the difference between a great defense and a good defense, because a good defense would stop him and make him kick the field goal. A great defense comes up with a big play of their own to drive that field goal back.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. And there's Mark Gunn over on the sideline with a smile. He came away with a sack that took Greg Davis beyond his range at this end of the field.
And he also came away with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery earlier in the game. So Mark Gunn, a backup player for the Eagles, having a big day today.
Second down and 8. Waters will stay in bound. Garth Jack's there to fall on top of him, and now Arizona will spend its final timeout.
And I think that instead of putting the pressure on your offense to say, hey, all right, you guys have got to come out and get a first down and use up the clock, Ray Rhodes is going to try to win with the thing that really got him here. Got him to win 8 out of the last 10, got him in the playoff position. That's the defense, because you use up as much of the clock as you can, you kick it away, and you rely on that defense to stop Arizona one more time.
You saw the second half of our doubleheader. The Giants and the Cowboys. Meanwhile, today's game is being produced by Michael Burks, directed by Joe Assetti. The studio produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Assisting here in the booth, Gary Lynn and Ethan Cooperson. Down in the truck, as he does every week, Barry Landis, a local Philly boy. Third down for Philadelphia. 3rd and 9 from their own 39, and Ricky Waters stays in bounds, well short of a first down, in time for the Eagles to punt it back to Arizona. There will be under a minute to play when the Cardinals get their hands on the ball. Hutton has already kicked a 62-yard punt in this game. And as we know now, he is kicking with the wind. That wind has really picked up since the start of the day. 8 seconds left on the play clock. They'll let it wind down. And they just do get it away. Hutton with the punt to Anthony Edwards from the 10. Shakes one tackle, gets to the 25, and that is it with only 43 seconds left to play. A 48-yard punt by the rookie Hutton and a 16-yard return by Anthony Edwards.
If you're in a 2-minute situation, which Dave Craig and this offense are, I really believe that you want to have the kind of guys he's got. The guys like Rob Moore, a guy like Stevie Anderson, the tall guys, a tall guy like Frank Sanders, who's going to put the pressure and bring down the ball in a pile, in a scrap fight. You want those guys to go up for these balls because you can throw the ball high, bring it down near the sideline.
However, Arizona is left with no timeouts, and they start from their own 25. Penalty flag on the play. Incomplete to Rob Moore. Looked like Mamula jumped a little too soon. And 40 seconds left to play. Dave Craig, the veteran, trying to get his team into field goal range.
59 defense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
And we have already seen that it is going to be a difficult task to kick into this wind. So they are going to have to pile up some yardage with no timeouts and 40 seconds left on the clock.
And again, what he wants to do is throw the ball high with a high trajectory to those tall wide receivers near the sideline.
With 6 defensive backs into the game, it's picked off William Thomas, and that will do it. His second of the day, his 7th of the year, and you now know why William Thomas is headed to the Pro Bowl. A penalty flag is on the field, 2 penalty flags. The Arizona offense has already walked off the field. Thomas comes away with the interception. We'll see if it stands.
You said someone is going to have to step up at the end of this game to turn it around, to seal the fate, to win it, to be the player of the game.
Personal foul, 95 defense, grab the face mask. Personal foul. 74 Arizona with a blow to the head. He's disqualified. Penalties offset. First down Philadelphia.
It was after the interception. It's the old roommates, Fuller and Selby, going at each other.
These two guys lived in close quarters together on the road. Here they are over here on the right side. And Selby gets his hands up. And probably what happens is Fuller takes a crack at him after he sees that interception, and Selby doesn't like it.
So the penalties offset. Selby's out of the game. William Thomas comes up with his 2nd interception of the day. He's our Miller Lite player of the game. He's going to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl, and the Eagles are going to go to 10-5 with Dallas and the Giants coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader.
And really, if you look at this game, it really was a 2-part game. The Eagles came out at the beginning, and they were flat, I think, after that emotional win last week against Dallas. They went into the locker room, and Ray Rhodes got them turned around. They came out and played the second half like a playoff team.
This is a game of adjustments. Philadelphia adjusted at half, and as we adjust the standings, Philadelphia now 10-5. Dallas coming up in the second half of our doubleheader. They take on the Giants. Don't miss that. The NFC East certainly does not belong to the Dallas Cowboys yet. The Philadelphia Eagles are putting on the pressure. So for Tim Green, this is Joe Buck saying so long from Veterans Stadium, where the final score is Philadelphia 21, Arizona 20. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League. Now, stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader. It's the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys coming up next. Enjoy your Sunday night, and good night from the city of brotherly love.